to Artistry Collaborative. My name is Joanne and I am so glad you've joined me today. If you're new to my channel, well, welcome. I hope you stick around, and if you see what you like, please become a subscriber because I would love for you to join my YouTube family. And to my subscribers, well, you know I am so grateful for all of your support and your comments. We at Artistry Collaborative love to inspire creativity. We're the home of TryLab because all we want you to do is try. If you have any questions, concerns, ideas, leave them in the comment section. I will get back to you. I promise. I love inspiring creativity and I love exploring all kinds of mediums. So please subscribe, share, like. This really helps my channel and I'd be so grateful for it if you could help me in that pursuit. So today is the first of a few Christmas, Easter DIYs. We've got 3 for you today. So come along and let's create these together. I got this package from the Dollar Tree. I think I showed it to you in my haul. And so we're going to make a banner. So I put a piece of Scotch tape behind the ear and filled it with the lightweight spackling. Yeah, that's it. And now I'm just cleaning it up. I just didn't want that hole to show through. It probably wouldn't anyway, but so. And that's that. And then I went through my stash of napkins, and we're going to do the napkin technique. You know that's one of my favorites. And if you're new to my channel, I love this decoupage technique. And so what you have to do is you have to separate your plies of the napkin. And the easiest way to do that is with a piece of Scotch tape. So the easiest way to do this is to take a piece of Scotch tape, put it on the end, and then you can just pull. Well, I ended up pulling both off, which is great. Normally you can only do one at a time. And now we are going to take some Mod Podge. Oh, this one's empty. And a paintbrush. And we're just going to cover the bunny with the Mod Podge. Now you can do both sides. Maybe I will do both sides, but only one side's going to show. So you could paint the other side a solid color, or you could Mod Podge both of them. And then I'm just going to put this down like so. And then take a little bit more. There is wrinkles in it, but I want this to look kind of vintagey anyway, so that doesn't bother me. I think if you don't want as many wrinkles, the best thing to do is use tacky glue or a different glue. You could even use a glue stick, not the kind you put in the gun, but you know, the kind you use for paper crafting. Alright, so we're going to let that dry, and then I'm just going to trim it. I'll show you what we do once it's dry. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of these, and I'll be back. I did all these. I did them front and back, but you don't have to do that. And so what you need to do is just trim it down as close to the piece as you can get. And then I just go in with my Dollar Tree sanding sponge and just clean up. And I love the nail files to get in areas that the sponge can't get to. It just really gets in there and trims it out really well. I'm going to use these foam eggs. There's 12 in here, and we have 8 bunnies, so I'm probably going to use 10. Now originally I was going to use a large needle and put the twine through here, but since there's a tie, I think I'm going to just tie it on. So let me get my twine. I'll leave a piece to hang it. Oh, I know, I want to put little tails on the bunnies. So now I want to see how I want to set these up. Doesn't really matter, but I think I want the real busy ones in between. And I don't know if I want them all going the same way, or do I want like that. Yeah, but see now I have 8. Okay, so that works. Okay. So all I'm going to do is take my hot glue and let's see if this will work. Put a pom-pom on each tail. Okay, so I have these distress inks. I'm going to use this vintage photo, and I'm going to go around the edges. I'm just going to go around the edges. And it just makes it look a little antique-y. Now you don't have to do this, and you don't have to do all different napkins either. I mean, like you could use like a plaid or a gingham or just one flower. That would look fine too. I just have so many that I just wanted to try different ones. And see, it just ages it a little bit. So let me go and do all these and then I'll be back. So I just tied this on, and now I'm going to, hopefully, I'm going to put it I guess more towards the top. So you don't want it to fall over. Right? So I don't know how close to do it. So let's put a bead of glue I want to show you just right above the nose, and then yeah, that works. Alright, so then I'm going to take my next egg. And I'm just going to eyeball it. You could measure if you want to be totally precise. Like there. And then just tie that one on. And then we'll move on to the next one. So we'll take the bead, put it like that. Yeah, and I'm just going to keep going. And there you go. I obviously have to add one more bunny to my garland, but you can make this as big or as small as you like. Okay, we're on to DIY number 2. Okay, so this is so easy, it shouldn't even be considered a DIY, but I guess it is, so we'll leave it at that. So I'm using this Dollar Tree ribbon. It says Happy Easter on it, and we're going to use, I saw on somewhere somehow this done, and they said they used 4 packages, so I opened up 3 and we'll see how far we get. So the first thing I'm going to do is make a little hanger for this, because I don't want to put any of those there, because we're going to put a bow here. So I'm just measuring how long I want this, and then I'm going to cut it. And I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue. I'm going to bend this over like that. And I'm putting it on the seam. You don't have to, but I figured it's a little added protection. But I'm going to put some hot glue here so that this will stay in place right there. And then we'll add the bow there. So now all I'm going to do is sit back, relax, and glue these on all over the place. So I'm just going to stack them. I'm going to start on the inside, like so. And there's various sizes and various colors, so, you know, be aware of what's next to it and what's on the side of it and all of that. But you just want to build it up. I guess you really got to hold them there. Wait a few seconds for it to really attach. So let's see, we've got blue, we've got pink, we've got yellow, purple. Is that the only colors? No green? Yeah. Alright. And then that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to just keep going. And add this all the way around.
Alright, so this is what it looks like finished. It took me 2 hours, maybe a little bit more, to do this. So if you're going to do this, you know, get yourself a drink, sit down in front of a movie, and glue away. And I had 4 packages. This is what I have left. So you might be able to do it with 3, but I would get the 4 just in case. Alright, so now we're just going to make a bow. I got this at the Dollar Tree. Very cute. It says Happy Easter. It was only 6 feet, so this is going to be a small bow. I like my bows to be 3 yards, so we'll see what happens. But it doesn't need to be that big anyways. So I want you to, once again, see how I do this. I leave a tail. I'm just going to leave a little tail. And you turn it until it's facing you. Let me cut my piece of this. You get this at the Dollar Tree. They have it right now in their garden supplies. Now you can use wire. You could even use rope. Where is my... Okay, I don't want to use my scissors, but I'm going to. You can use rope. You can use bread ties. You know, anything you have. But you get a whole bunch for $1.25, depending on where you are. All right, so then you loop it back and you twist. So you always want the front facing you. Then you bring it back, you make it about the same size, you twist, the front is facing you. I make the next loop a little bit bigger, and then I match that size. Again, it's twist and bring it back. A little bit bigger, twist, twist, and that's all I gotta get. Now see, usually I like about 7 loops. Let me make a really small one. And then you just take it and tie it really tight. And a trick is holding the 2 in the back and twist the bow. And it makes it really tight. And then I just twist this. And I'm going to dovetail it, which just means that you fold it in and then cut on an angle. Do the other one. Where's the other one? Like that. And then I take my 2 tails and I hold those. And then I just play with the loops. Now, like this one looks a little too big for me, so I can pull it. You got to pay attention to what you're pulling, because you know you may make one bigger than you really want it to be. But it's very workable. All right, and because this is a foam, all right, this tail is so short. I've got to make this one shorter. It looks ridiculous. Now because this is foam, I am going to turn this into a point. I'm going to make a hole and I'm going to hot glue it in. So I have this screwdriver. Make a hole. Let's see if this is warm yet. Let's see. Yeah, we've got some hot glue here. We stick this in. Now you don't have to put a bow on it. You could, you know, put these balls all the way around. This doesn't want to work for me. I'm going to put a little bit more glue because it really didn't go in the way I wanted it to. And there you go. Alright, now on to DIY number 3. Alright, so we are going to create a topiary using the Dollar Tree foam bunny. So I'm hoping this works. It might not, and I might have to do some doctoring, but we will see. These branches, they're called boxwood picks. I got them at Walmart and they're 97 cents. So really good. I bought 3, but I like boxwood, so if I don't use it for this, I'm sure I'll use it for something. So I'm just going to start in the back here, and I'm just going to make a hole. I cut, you know, you can just pull these off one by one, and then simply snip it so that you leave just a little bit to stick in. I'm not sure how much. This is a dupe from Big Lots. I saw someone haul this adorable boxwood bunny, and it was pricey. We're going to do it for a lot less, but I wanted to do my own version. So that's all you have to do. And then you gotta have your hot glue gun, you know that. And just put some hot glue on the tip and stick it in the hole that you made. It may need a little help. Yeah, beautiful. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna paint this first green so that no white shows through. So let's take this out. Let me paint this green. So I have my Waverly chalk paint in moss. Again, I get this from Walmart. The small jars. Don't think they sell the small jars anymore. I think it's just the big jars. But you could use acrylic paint. You could use Dollar Tree paint. It's just so that no white will show through. So I'm just going to give it just one coat. I don't need to really cover it really well because the green will cover it. But yeah, so I'm going to go and finish that and I'll be back. So again, I'm going to start way back here and take some glue and just stick that in there like that, and then I'll go right behind it. I'm doing time-consuming ones this time. Sorry, I didn't think about that. I just saw this and I really wanted to do it. And again, you want to fill it in nice and full. Yeah, and then you just keep going. So I'm going to do this and I'll be back when I'm done. This is what it looks like, and you need to trim it a little bit to define it. Now when I did the ears, I used longer pieces because one ear went this way and one ear went that way. Then I did it again on both sides so that no matter which way you looked at it, you got the ears doing two different things. But you know, you can trim the face down. I used a lot of greenery. I glued in 2 pieces at one time, and I don't think I needed to do that. But I do want to define it a little bit. So I'm going to trim down here. Don't really want to cut the boxwood so it doesn't look like boxwood, but I don't want to take it out of the styrofoam either. Yeah, so I just want to emphasize the face. And now I'm going to go in because we're going to put a ribbon around its neck, like so. So as you can see, I trimmed around the neck and around the nose, and then I made this flat because we're going to take a half of a styrofoam ball. I painted this in the moss, and I'm going to cover it with some reindeer moss. Now, the hot glue will melt the styrofoam ball, so you have to work quickly. I mean, it doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be, like you can see it melts it, but it doesn't, it's not terrible. Alright, actually I should have did this way. Put the fluffy stuff in the middle. Like that. And then just trim and then depending on which side you like better, I'm putting in the I'm going to tie this really tight. See, I still, well, tail doesn't want to stay on. Little bow. Actually gonna cut this. Now if you want, you could put a flower there. Alright, so now the bottom I left flat, but I think I may use all my extra pieces and just fill it in like so. Alright, so the bunny is done. Now we have to make the box. So I just wanted to show how I covered the bottom. I just put a layer of tacky glue, and then I just put all the ends that fell off. And now we're going to just let that dry. So like I said before, you could use a flower pot, you could use a cardboard box, like a pretty box that Dollar Tree sells. There's 1,000 things you could use, but I'm going to make the box that the topiary is going to be in. And we're going to be using these, I think they're 5.5 inches, and I'm just gluing them like that. And now this one will be on the inside. On the bottom. Now, of course, because it's Dollar Tree, it doesn't exactly line up really great. But it's okay. I think what I'm going to do is put some Jenga blocks in the corners to reinforce. I'm going to put them So I was going to use popsicle sticks to do a crisscross here, but I found these straws and I think that'll look really cool, so we're going to use straws. It'll be even easier. And then I covered this with I stained it with the folk art antique wax, and I only went down a little bit because we're going to put some green foam in here. That. And then I have this dowel, and that's going to go in the middle, and then of course this is going to go on that. Alright, so in order to do this, I'm going to cut these, and I'm just going to glue it down. And then I'm going to take another one, and I'm going to I'm going to do all four sides. So I put the straws that I had on here. I am going to have to go to the store tomorrow and buy more white ones, and then what I'm going to do is just create my own. And so I painted this white so it would match, and all I'm doing is taking a black marker. I need a better black marker, and just putting lines every which way. And so that's what I'll do. I hope I can find some white straws. It should be easy. So I say. But yeah. Now the other thing I'm going to do is fill this with some Spanish moss. So I'm just going to take some of this. This stuff is so messy. And I'm going to put some hot glue in here, and then just stick that in, and now I want to add some lights to my bunny. So think it's adorable. Again, I am going to add a few more pieces so that it's completely covered with the birch straws. But I like it. Alright, I hope you like these. We have many more Easter DIYs coming up. If there's something that you want to see, because I'd like to do some home decor, some boho, you know, anything you're interested in looking at doing, you want to do some mixed media, leave it in the comments, let me know, and I'll be happy to create something for you and with you. Alright, and as we say, keep on creating. I apologize for the reflection of the window, but here they are, the final reveal. It's very hard to display the garland. Okay, thank you so much. Please remember to give it a thumbs up. Be well.